Hey, welcome everybody to this day's program. My name is Kent. I'm joined today with Grandma. Welcome, Grandma.
Thank you, Kent. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
It's not so long time ago we had a program where we had a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Have you thought a little about this cliffhanger?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. What does
We was
Donald
going.
Trump mean for you, Grandma?
Ah, uh, I really didn't, how to say, notice Trump until the inauguration in 2017. He said something that sparked an interest in me. He said, um, "I didn't come to the White House to take power." He said,
Yeah.
"I came to the White House to give power back to you, the people." And I was thinking, wow, I never heard a politician say something like this because they always speak about what they are going to do with the economy, what they are going to do with this and that and this and that. They never speak about the people, never. So
Hmm.
that sparked an interest in me. And that's when I started to dig into Trump and everything around him.
It's been a few years now. Second term, first term,
Yeah,
a lot has happened between now and then. Uh, Maybe we should start at the first term, and we can work our way up a little.
yeah.
Uh, what do you think about the start, the first time around?
Oh, it was not so fruitful the first time around. What was uh, what was happening then was this what Trump is calling Russia, Russia, Russia. It's
Oh,
funny sometimes also. Yes, I'm laughing sometimes.
mm,
Uh, they was the Clinton campaign. They was ordering this dirt package, and a guy called Robert Steele, who was a former MI5 agent,
oh,
he was making this dossier where uh, where he could, yeah, he said Trump is a Russian agent and he was in Moscow and prostitutes, he was peeing on prostitutes and stuff like this, you know? And I was thinking, peeing on prostitutes? What the hell is this? And they took this dossier and they went to the FISA court and they got permission to surveil the Trump campaign. And it was a big hoax, everything. And that was Hillary, or Killary, as I call her. It's not allowed to say this in this channel, I think, but that is Killary, you know?
yeah.
And what was also so shocking to me was that our politicians, our prime minister, and they was in bed with these people. And I was thinking, what is this? For example, Bill, he flew in on to Oslo on Lolita Express together with Jeffrey Epstein to visit our prime minister, to have dinner, and was so shocking to me.
Yeah, so before this, we had so in Norway we had people was preoccupied about the U.S. But since Trump came the first time, he was in the newspapers every day.
Yeah,
It should seem like so. I guess an outsider would actually think that we seemed like the 54th state or something like this. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. So we had such media pressure about this. So it seems like we
yeah,
were a state actually in the
mm,
US. So, but not
yeah.
much has changed. But so we can come back to that a little later.
Yeah, the
So,
Norwegian mainstream media would be bankrupt now if it wasn't for Trump.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because they are hating on him every day, and
Mm.
the Norwegian people they are buying it, and
Yeah, so no, the Norwegian people is very conform. They mean the
yeah,
same thing, and let's say in 2 years when everything's up in the air, we can mean the same as the conspiracy
yeah,
theorists mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but only 2 years later.
Mm,
So, but it happened something in at least I think so in 2016. It's maybe even before. Is that the media landscape? It changed. It was the alternative media rose, and the regular media maybe they had to push Donald Trump for the views. But
yeah,
since then, we seem to have had a rise in the alternative media. Um,
mm.
what do you think about also, what effect did Donald Trump have on the media from 2016 and 16 and onwards?
Mm. I don't call it alternative media. I call it free media because mainstream media they are restricted and uh, most likely through this trusted news initiative,
Hmm.
which is uh, which is an organization who was formed uh, to control speech on social media. So, uh, but what happened in America with Trump was uh, it was popping up free media all over the place, and now it's a big, big, big jungle of free media. And uh, despite despite that they are coming with the facts about Donald Trump and a lot of other stuff. The facts don't matter for mainstream media, you know? And uh, this has a very difficult, how to say, we call it information war. Like that is something not so serious, you know? But it is serious. It's very serious because it's dividing family, it's dividing friends. It's very, very, very serious.
Hmm.
This information war is who is going on, and
Yeah.
all
So,
that lies they put out about Trump, for example.
hmm.
Um, and I know this is a topic where you and I disagree somehow. So
It's nuances, I
mm,
think.
yeah, but what
It's-
is your view about Trump?
I was very happy when he got elected the first time. I was very sure that he was going to be elected. Um, and I think it was a very positive thing uh, in general. And the problem was that his presidency was derailed by the Clinton initiative and everything like this. I think he some people like to call him a cartoon character. Um, it was very much a lot of show for him, but the policies themselves are not so either far left or far right. The policies are pretty mainstream actually. So I was very interested to see what would happen this term. And I said from an early start that I was a bit skeptical to see, because he was actually a little mainstream last time. The policies themselves, the talk, what he presented to the media and everything like this, it's something different. But the actual policies were in the middle.
Yeah.
Now this time around, I think it was extremely important that he got elected, because I think if he was not elected, I think there's a huge chance there would be Third World War now. And the freedom of speech is something we also need to discuss his mark on. And I think Donald Trump's presidency this time, we will see if he manages to get the jobs back to the US, and his foreign policies, if he actually manages to keep the US out of wars and refrain from the Third World War. We will see now what happens. India, Pakistan, Middle East. I think Ukraine is pretty much done deal. The Russians can do what they want, I think. So, what do you think? How this compares to you?
Uh, like in the Pakistan-India thing, he was he was managing to make them agree to ceasefire.
Hmm.
And mm, what is so shocking to me about how the media and yeah, how they treat him. Uh, he's always looking for peace, you know, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why people don't want peace. And he managed to make India and Pakistan agree to a ceasefire, although Pakistan 2 hours later was shooting rockets again. But uh, yeah,
I think it's important to bring it back to the first presidency and mention
yeah.
the Abraham Accords.
For example, yes,
Hmm.
yes. Mm.
How do you think the Abraham Accords plays a role today?
It plays a significant role because there are um, many Muslim countries in the Arab world who wants peace.
Hmm.
And um, for example, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, all these countries who's a part of this, they want peace. And they are not, how to say, with the Abraham Accord, they are not supporting Hezbollah and Hamas and these warmongers, to say so. And this is all Trump's achievement also. So, but when it comes to everything, I like to um, I like to look at the fruit of the tree before I judge the tree. If the fruit is not good, it's rotten. But so far, all I see from Trump is not all excellent fruit, but it's not rotten fruit.
I agree. Um, I think he made some of the most important he did the first period, I think, was the Abraham Accords that he
Yes.
managed
Mm,
some peace there.
mm,
To relate it till today, when we see that he apparently has taken a step away from Bibi Netanyahu
mm.
and maybe is keeping the US away from a war with Iran.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And I
I
think
think,
that's a brilliant move also to keep the US out of wars. I think that's a brilliant move also because that leaves Europe, uh, uh, and I don't hesitate 1 second to call them warmongers because they are spewing all our tax money into weapons and destruction and stuff like this. So, and it's a brilliant move, I think, to keep US out of this and let
also,
let them.
that's maybe the most important thing for the former period, that he kept pretty much the
Yeah.
US out of wars.
Yes.
And I don't think he gets enough credit for this. We will see
Absolutely
how
not.
this period lasts,
Yeah.
but I don't think he made, let's say, wise foreign policies with the Ukraine uh, special operation.
No.
I think he could have done something to keep the US away from it and
Mm.
blame his predecessor and let him
Yeah.
get all the blame. But what do you think? Does he now get to keep some of the blame for the Ukraine Russia situation?
Yeah.
Or is all to
At
blame
least
with the
at
Biden?
least this is mm, at least this is what the European politicians is working very hard to do to keep him stuck with the blame to prevent him from stopping that war. They are working very hard to do this, and thousands of uh, young boys, young women are dying every day for nothing because of this. And this upsets me at a level you cannot imagine. Where I live, I have now just 10 meters from my door, I have Ukrainian neighbors. And um, I have noticed from time to time is coming a lot of Ukrainians here and they gather. And I was wondering why they do this. And then I understood they gather every time some of their loved ones are getting killed in the battlefield or in the meat grinder or what to say.
Wow.
And uh, I'm so upset with our politicians who keep this going because uh, the lines, they are not moving 1 inch and they kill all these young people for nothing,
Hmm.
thousands of them every day. And still they sleep good at night. Makes me so angry I cannot even explain how angry I am about this.
You are on to something I find interesting, can be the word. Norway has probably the most peace gals and girls,
Yeah, it's a big
people working with
industry
the
here.
peace.
Yeah.
We have been a self-proclaimed peace nation for
Mm,
decades.
yes.
And now
Not anymore.
yeah, we have a neighbor. We share the border with Russia, and there have been decades, 80 years of almost, not 80,
Yeah,
but almost good relationships across the borders up north,
yeah,
with the fishing and trading and everything like this. And now
mm,
we uh, go completely the other way. Um,
yeah.
so the
And
policies have
you know
changed.
why they are doing it?
Yeah,
You
please
know
tell me.
why they are there? You know why? They do it because they don't want Trump to succeed. They don't give a damn about all these young people dying. Not 1 second they care. All they care about, they don't want Trump to succeed. They are going to hate him, uh, to block him from having any success at all. That's their goal. And that makes me so angry.
Hmm. It's difficult to see a good reason to have the wars going on. I
Yeah,
find it strange that um, let's say normal people like us talk about this, and the
yeah,
politicians and the people with the power, they apparently find this a good idea to have the forever war.
yeah.
It's almost like
Yes, they do.
they maybe um, um, make some money off it or something like this. Strange. I'm not sure.
Yeah. A lot of people in Washington get rich from this, of course, and a lot of other people also, of course. But uh, I don't dig so deep into Norwegian politics with this, mm, because I don't think it's that important in the big picture. But what this is doing to us as in our daily lives as human beings and families and stuff like this, that's I find it. We call it information war, and information war sounds. Yeah, it's not so serious. It's just information, you know. Uh, but uh, what is what is true is that uh, what is going on now with all this propaganda and these lies and stuff in the media, and um, the truth is only one click away, you know. But most people, they don't go to find the truth, and mm, uh, it's splitting people apart, friends, family, uh, like it did during World War II, when, um, for example, you had, um, let's say, young girls who knew nothing about the war, and it was 200,000 German soldiers in Norway, and mm, when they was not working, they was, for example, they was going to the movies, they was going to restaurants, they was going to a local dance, and um, and young girls who knew nothing, they didn't know nothing about the war or something like this. They only knew that it was Germans in Norway. That was all they knew. And
How do you think this relates till today?
because some of them, they fell in love with these handsome German soldiers, for example, and uh, this was tearing families apart, and that relates to somewhat today, because uh, today I can use me as an example. I have digged very deep into this. And you don't have to dig deep to find truth. It's a couple of clicks away if you want, you know? And mm, I don't want to, how to say, I don't want to go with lies. And mm, I think this it splits families apart. I can, I know people who think that Trump is Hitler and mm, Fauci is a good guy and um, the
But,
COVID vaccines is effective and safe and blah, blah, blah. Stuff like this, you know?
mm.
And
But this goes back to the conformity in Norway, at least.
yes,
There's a mainstream opinion,
mm,
and everybody, pretty much everybody,
yeah.
follow along with this. So
Mm. But
um,
this splits families apart, families and friends apart,
it
like it
does.
did during World War II. Yes,
Mm.
it,
Yeah,
it
World
does.
War II and the
Mm.
pandemic that was
Yes,
also split people apart like this.
yeah. So it's today it's mainly two things who is dividing people. It is mm, uh, if you have checked a little bit about Trump and see some of the lies and don't believe them, you are an outcast. Uh, if you didn't take the COVID vaccine, you are an outcast. So um, uh, for many people, this could be a lonely place to be, you know.
Mm.
But when you know, you cannot unknow. When you know the truth, it's not possible to go back to the lies.
Mm.
And sometimes I get very angry, very upset, and shocked. I give you one example when I got shocked just in the recent, how to say, uh, for example, during the campaign, Kamala Harris campaign, Obama, he was repeating that lie about Charlottesville, that lie that Trump said that Nazis was good people, you know? And he knew he was lying because the truth is just one click away. You can click and you can find the speech and you will see that he says it was fine people on both sides, but then he says, and I do not mean the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists, he said, they should be condemned by every means. But they took out this and they portrayed it like Trump said that neo-Nazis and white supremacists was fine people, you know? And the truth is just one click away. And Obama, he was repeating this lie during this campaign in 2024. Obama, who was bombing Libya back to the Stone Age, killing 20,000 women and children. And no,
What do you think about the rest of Trump's presidency? You have hope?
this time around,
Mhm.
uh, I hope, yes. He have very good people this time. This time he knows he knows who was going behind his back and fooling him, you know. But still, he have a massive bureaucracy who is working against every policy he let out, you know.
Mm.
So and also, um, I think he may be mistaken that America is so important, because when you see how our politicians are separating themselves from America and going along with their own warmongering and woke shit and all that stuff,